Hello and welcome to creating an internal purchase order or IPO transaction in AZ360. We will be demonstrating this process in one of our test environments, and the screen has been zoomed in for optimal viewing. In our test scenario, an agency receives a request to create an IPO transaction to record an internal encumbrance on funds. Note that we are already logged into the AZ360 application and the general accounting business role has been selected in the top right of the screen. To get started, we will navigate to the global search menu and ensure that page code has been checked off. In the search here menu, we will type in IPO and we'll select internal purchase order from the drop-down menu. Okay. In the top right, we will go ahead and click create to start the process of creating a new IPO. In the transaction department, we will enter 3-digit department code ADA, check off auto numbering, and then click continue. A new IPO transaction will generate and open to the header tab. Notice that the transaction is in draft, the version number is 1, function is new, and status is held. On the header tab, we will navigate to the transaction description field and we'll record the reason for the IPO. So in this case, record an internal encumbrance on funds. Okay. We'll then navigate to the vendor tab, and in the tab level action sections, click the plus icon. Keep in mind a new line must be entered in the vendor tab because adding a vendor line allows the user to add corresponding accounting lines. No vendor information is needed in this step, so everything will be left blank. Okay, go ahead and navigate on to the accounting tab. Same as vendor. In the tab level actions, we will add a new line by clicking the plus icon. In the line amount, we will enter for our training scenario $5,000. Keep in mind that IPOs are required for any interagency purchase over $5,000. Some agencies require IPOs under $5,000 as well. It'll depend on the agency policy. Go ahead and enter department ADA for our training example. In the function field, we will enter function ASET3B4000. And in the object field, we will enter 6011. Now notice we have not entered a fund appropriation unit or task. If we validate the transaction, those fields will infer based on the function that we selected. Okay, go ahead and click the expand caret. You'll notice also that in validating event code PR06, was populated into this field. I did want to point out, if you click the pick list, there are 2 options listed in the table, but keep in mind that the GAO2 event code is only used by the General Accounting Office, or GAO. So PR06 is the appropriate event code to use in this case. Okay. Now you'll notice that when we validated, we did get a red stop sign blocking error. In the training environment, we are required to type in a fiscal year 2023, but keep in mind in production, which the users will be using, you will not need to enter in a fiscal year. That will just default when you create a new transaction. So if we validate at this point, the transaction validated successfully. But again, I do want to stress that is only in the training environment. Production users will not need to enter a fiscal year when they create these transactions, unless they want to enter a different fiscal year than the default. Okay, go ahead and click submit to your next line approver. That should submit successfully, and we have completed the process of creating an internal purchase order transaction in AZ360. Go ahead and click the home icon to return to the home page.